Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt the energy shift? Maybe it's the size, the passive-aggressive remarks, or just a heavy cloud of negativity hanging in the air we've all encountered. That one person, the one who seems to suck the life out of every conversation, leaves you emotionally drained and somehow manages to ruin your entire vibe in just minutes. But what if I told you you could be around that person and still walk away with your peace fully intact? Yes, it is possible, and no, it doesn't require years of meditation, cutting people off, or bottling up your emotions. It starts with something much simpler yet profoundly powerful. A mindset shift rooted in ancient wisdom, a way of thinking that's been practiced for over 2,000 years. I'm talking about Stoic philosophy, a timeless guide to emotional resilience, inner calm, and the art of not letting negativity rule your life. So if you're tired of being thrown off balance by other people's moods, if you want to know how to stay unshaken in the face of toxic energy, keep watching. Because in this video, we're diving deep into how to deal with negative people without losing your peace. Let's face it, dealing with negative people is a part of life. Whether it's a colleague who constantly complains, a family member who always sees the glass half empty, or even that random person on the internet who lives to stir up drama, negativity is everywhere, but here's the truth: you don't have to absorb it. Most of us react emotionally when someone pushes our buttons. We get irritated, offended, or pulled into their energy without even realizing it. But what if you could rise above it all? What if instead of reacting with frustration, you responded with clarity, calm, and control? That's exactly what Stoicism teaches us. Emotional detachment is not about becoming cold or indifferent. It's about choosing peace over drama. It's about creating a mental boundary that keeps your emotional state separate from someone else's chaos. Imagine this: you're at work. One of your coworkers is in full complaint mode. Again, grumbling about the manager, the tasks, the weather, life itself. You feel the negativity creeping in. But instead of getting annoyed or pulled into the spiral, you take a breath and remind yourself, this is their storm, not mine. Just that shift in perspective, recognizing that you don't have to ride their emotional roller coaster, can change everything. One of the foundational principles of Stoicism is this: you can't control what other people say or do, but you can absolutely control how you respond. Sounds simple, right? But when you're dealing with someone whose mood is like a storm cloud, it's easy to forget. It's tempting to try to fix them, argue with them, or change their mindset. But here's a hard truth: that's not your job, and it's not within your power. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors, said, "At best, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Let that sink in. Your strength doesn't come from controlling your environment. It comes from controlling your mind within any environment. Your peace doesn't depend on other people being positive. It depends on you refusing to let their negativity take root in your spirit. Picture it like this: you're walking through a garden and someone tries to hand you a bag of garbage. You don't have to take it. You don't even have to comment on it. You just keep walking. That's the mental discipline. Stoicism offers the ability to see negativity for what it is, someone else's burden, and choose not to carry it. Let's talk about one of the most liberating truths you'll ever learn. Most of the time, people's negativity has nothing to do with you. It's a projection of their own struggles, insecurities, pain, or frustration. But when we take their comments or behavior personally, we give them power over us. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Think about that for a second. You could be doing everything right, showing kindness, being helpful, and someone still lashes out at you. You might feel hurt or confused, but the Stoic you step back, you observe, you remind yourself their reaction is a reflection of them, not a reflection of me. For example, if someone unfairly criticizes you, it might sting at first, but instead of reacting with defensiveness or anger, pause and ask yourself, is this really about me, or is this about what they're going through? Maybe they're under stress, maybe they feel threatened, maybe they don't even realize how their words land either way. You have a choice. Let it poison your peace, or let it roll off you like water off a duck's back. That's the power of perspective. When you stop taking negativity personally, you neutralize it. You rob it of its ability to affect your mood. You stay grounded in your own truth, your own values, your own emotional clarity. Here's where it gets even deeper. Stoicism doesn't teach us to be stone cold or uncaring. In fact, it encourages compassion, But with boundaries, let me explain, there's a difference between compassion and sympathy. Compassion says, I see your pain, I respect your struggle, but I won't let it consume me. Sympathy, on the other hand, often pulls us down into the other person's emotional pit. Stoic compassion is about understanding others without becoming entangled in their emotions. Let's say your friend is going through a hard time and is venting constantly. Instead of absorbing their negativity and letting it affect your day, you can listen with kindness. Offer support, but remain rooted in your own emotional stability. Think of it like this. You're standing on the shore and someone is struggling in the water. If you jump in unprepared, you might both drown, but if you anchor yourself and throw them a lifeline, you're helping from a place of strength. That's the essence of stoic compassion, strong empathy without emotional inchment. And that's just the beginning. In the next section, we're going to dive into specific daily habits and mental exercises inspired by stoic thinkers. Tools you can start using right now to shield your peace. Reset your mindset and build an unshakable emotional core, because at the end of the day, dealing with negativity isn't just about defense, it's about growth. It's about becoming so grounded in your own values that no storm can shake you. So stay with me, because if you've ever struggled with feeling emotionally hijacked by someone else's energy, what comes next will change the game for you. So as we've seen, choosing calm over chaos and compassion over conflict is the essence of stoic resilience. But how do we stay grounded when negativity keeps knocking at our door? Let's keep going. There's more wisdom ahead now. When we talk about compassion toward negative people, let's be clear, this doesn't mean soaking up their emotional chaos or feeling sorry for them to the point of self. Neglect what it truly means is this: recognizing that everyone is fighting a battle. You may not see when someone acts out through pessimism, bitterness, or constant complaining. Chances are they're operating from a place of fear, unresolved pain, or deep insecurity. They may not have the tools to express themselves constructively, or perhaps they've never been taught how to cope with what's hurting inside by approaching them with compassion, not a pity. You make a powerful shift. You stop reacting emotionally and start responding mindfully. Imagine this. You have a friend who always sees the worst in everything, no matter the topic. They turn it into a reason to worry or complain. It's easy to get frustrated, right? But instead of shutting down or pushing them away, you pause. You ask yourself, what's really going on beneath the surface? Maybe they've had a string of bad experiences. Maybe they feel lost, unsupported, or stuck in survival mode. You don't have to solve their problems, but you also don't have to let their negativity infect your peace. Compassion here means understanding without attachment. You acknowledge their pain, but you stay anchored in your own emotional clarity. It's like being in the eye of the storm, calm, quiet, untouched by the chaos swirling around you. This perspective allows you to stay present, grounded, and generous in spirit without being consumed. It's not about fixing them, it's about holding space with wisdom. And that leads us to something equally essential: boundaries. Stoicism teaches us to be calm but not passive, kind but not a doormat. While we may not control how others behave, we can absolutely control how often we allow their behavior to influence us. That's where boundaries come in, not as walls, but as guidelines for protecting your peace. If someone in your life consistently drains your energy or pollutes your mindset with negativity, it's time to draw a line, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. Maybe it means spending less time with them. Maybe you gently steer conversations away from toxic topics, or perhaps when needed, you calmly express what kind of interactions you're no longer available for. Let's say you have a relative who constantly brings up drama during every family gathering. A stoic approach wouldn't involve confrontation, but it might mean saying, I'd rather talk about something uplifting. Or even removing yourself from the conversation when it starts heading downhill. Setting boundaries isn't about pushing people away, it's about prioritizing your emotional well-being. You don't need to feel guilty for taking care of your mental space. In fact, when you model healthy boundaries, you're showing others how to treat you with greater respect and awareness. Think of it like tending a garden. You wouldn't let weeds choke out your flowers, right? Boundaries are the fences that protect your peace, quiet, firm, and necessary. Here's something truly transformative. What if every negative encounter was actually a hidden opportunity for growth? That's exactly what the Stoics believed. They saw difficult people, not as threats, but as training. Not as threats, but as training grounds. moments to sharpen your patience, deepen your self-control, and reinforce your inner strength. Every emotional challenge was a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Next time you're faced with someone who seems impossible, maybe they're rude, dismissive, or downright hostile, pause, breathe, and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Perhaps this is a test of your ability to stay composed under pressure. Maybe it's a chance to practice speaking with grace even when someone else is being harsh. Or maybe it's an opportunity to walk away peacefully, knowing you didn't let their behavior dictate your day. The Stoics knew that adversity is a forge just like fire tempers steel. Challenges strengthen character if we let them. Your ability to remain calm when provoked or centered when surrounded by noise says more about you than any storm ever could. So don't run from these moments. Use them. Let them refine your mindset and build your emotional armor, because every time you choose peace over provocation, you're training your spirit to be unshakable. And remember, this true peace doesn't come from avoiding negative people. It comes from mastering how you respond to them by practicing compassion without absorbing pain, by setting clear boundaries without guilt, and by using difficult moments as tools for transformation. You're becoming a stronger, calmer version of yourself. If you found value in today's video, take a second to share and spread this message with someone who might need a little stoic wisdom in their life. Now, I want to hear from you. What's been your biggest challenge in dealing with negative people? How do you protect your peace in difficult situations? Drop a comment below and let's open up this conversation. And if you want more videos like this, practical philosophy, mindset mastery, and emotional strength, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a future episode. Your inner peace is a daily choice guard. Grow it and keep leaning into the strength that's always been inside you. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep embracing the power of old vibes.